Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. What's the
So
what's the what's the
what's the
scenario?
scenario?
I
Oh,
said
there it
Bo knows
is.
this. Bo
And
knows
Bo
that.
knows that.
But Bo knows
But Bo don't know Jack. Because Bo can't rap.
because
But
Bo
what do you
can't
know?
rap.
They did all gets first up the bat. No batteries included
What?
and no
No
strings
screen.
No,
attached.
oh, what they know
Oh
about
boy, come
the
on, man.
old
That's the
school
fight dog,
tribe? What they know? What they know about that?
man.
They
Come
don't know
on,
about that.
man.
They
You
don't
gotta
know
come up
about
with
that.
fight dog, man. That's oh,
Yes,
come on,
that
man.
one of my favorite groups of all
All
times.
time, yeah.
Yes,
Yo,
sir.
I
Yes, sir.
remember,
Yes,
yo,
sir.
going throwback. I remember, and I'm not gonna say her name, but I remember this girl buying me the low end theory for my birthday when we were
Mm,
going to Salem High School, and she brought it
mm.
in. And that you remember when CDs would come in the long joint, be the long, and then it'd just be the CD at the
Oh,
top.
Mm.
And my pops had got me that CD, that Discman,
Mm,
and it had the
yeah,
skip
like
on it,
that
the
10 disc
anti-skip.
type player.
mm,
Car.
mm.
Oh boy, man,
Yeah,
yeah, you
y'all was
just took
living
it
good
back.
over there at the Henderson household.
Yeah, yeah, you took it back. You took it back. That's definitely
Yeah, yeah,
throwback.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We had to get a little bit that music stuff in before we get started. All right, so before we get started, tell me when you running out the door, what
Hmm.
is your favorite transportable breakfast item? What are you grabbing? Make it real quick. When you're running out the door, you late, you're dropping the kids off, you're going to work, you're doing all that. What do you grab when you're going out the door? Let's go ahead,
Mm.
Kev. What you got, man?
I'm finishing up some of it right now. Whatever type of soda, but always got to mix the hot sauce in it, right?
Mm.
Normally, the preferred one is this Crypto super hot sauce. It's green like kryptonite. It's delicious. You put it in there, it'll change your life. People probably think I'm faking with it, so I'm just gonna prove it right
Wait,
now.
Hey,
wait.
hey,
What is that? That's too.
can't be on
That's
that
correct.
kryptonite. On that kryptonite, Kev. What you doing,
And then
dog?
normally it's whatever else I can get with it, like maybe a banana, or today I had some eggs with it because fortunately my lovely wife was able to make some eggs, and I had some
Mm,
kryptonite on
mm,
the eggs too. But
mm, 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 mm. Ugh. That I
Mm.
mean,
change your
Mm.
okay.
life.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Yeah,
You
it
know,
will change your life because you're gonna be spending a lot of time behind that special door that you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Colt, what you got? What's your favorite transportable breakfast item?
Oh man, you look. I'm gonna bring it back to you one time, man. You remember when your mom used to make you the scrambled egg with cheese and bacon jump
Mm,
on the toast? She smash it down and then she wrap it up in the, and look, she would always roll the edges. Remember, she never folded. She rolled them edges
mm,
on that breakfast sandwich in the morning. And you probably, look, you give it about a good 10, 15.
mm,
It wrapped up in that fold and open it up. Boy.
mm. You know, when they roll it up like
Mm.
that, that means they love you.
Hey, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You look, when you're in a rush, you just be back, 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 back.
Yeah.
But when you fold it, you make it into a little package. You know what I'm saying? You give it
Mm,
a little presentation.
mm,
That's the love. That's the love.
yeah. Okay, so I'm not quite there yet, but when I'm running late, I'm gonna tell you, I gotta throw my toaster strudel in the Pop Tart. Or not, dang, I'm
Mm.
combining mine. I got
A
toaster strudel
strudel
and
tart.
Pop Tart. Strudel. I'm gonna throw it in the toaster. I'm gonna put a little icing on, and I'm out the dough. Now I can do
Mm.
the cherry, the apple, all
I
them
didn't
joints
know they
good
had
as long as I
cherry.
got the ice. Yes,
Hey,
sir. Yes,
have you ever seen,
sir.
just real quick before we move on, have y'all seen the stuffed waffle maker you can get that you can make a waffle and put something inside it at the crib? All right, let's go on, move on. Yeah. I don't have one, but since you said something about a strudel, you can make your own waffle strudel, Chris.
That sounds diabolical. Like
Mm.
that's probably something I would definitely check out after the show, but it's probably not something that I need.
Or just throw some hot
So,
sauce on it. Either way is good.
oh, this
Oh,
man with hot sauce is
hot
crazy.
sauce, yeah,
That's
swing
crazy.
and a
That's
miss.
yeah, yeah. All right, all right. Today we're talking about the journey. People who gave it everything they had, they sacrificed in a major way for a cause. So we're gonna start off first. Again, first up the bat, the crypto. was a kryptonite assassin over there. Kev, what you got? Your first person who gave it everything they had for a greater cause. Who you got?
All right. The first person I have is Michael Jackson because he definitely devoted everything he had to music and other positive things, you could say,
Hmm.
some negative
Mhm.
stuff, right? But I mean, he was training in music since he was a young kid, right? Going through all types of things that he had to put himself through for training, including abuse from Joe, right? I don't even think we gotta get
Oh,
too deep into that,
Hey,
but
hey,
oh,
I
hey,
mean,
pause. We don't have
yeah,
no, that can't be confirmed nor denied, so we just gonna go
yes,
ahead and go with it.
that blasphemy,
Yeah, I'm not trying to
blasphemy. You can't be talking ill of Joe. Kev, what
I'm
is wrong?
in
Two
terms
thumbs
of,
down.
I mean, hey, everybody says it, but anyhow.
Hey,
So
he
other
played with
things
Ben
in
the
terms
Rat.
of what he sacrificed, definitely had to sacrifice his personal life because he got so huge. I mean, they were building statues of him in other countries, right? This guy couldn't go anywhere. Like when they found out
yeah,
he was at like hotels, like you'll see in videos where it's like people just take over the entire street. They shut down streets just to try to view him from the window, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, he had to sacrifice all of his personal life and everything. And if we're talking about like what we kind of learn from the sacrifice, I'd say maybe sometimes gaining ultimate fame and fortune might not be worth the um, rewards because you lose certain things like how he lost, uh, his personal life pretty much.
So you're saying you would not trade uh that
I don't
in
know if
essence
I
the
go ahead.
I was gonna say so right now you wouldn't step into his like if you could step into that type of fame and fortune and all that kind of stuff, you're saying you would rather be where you are now or no?
Well, being where I am now, maybe not the best example, but if we were to compare other, you know, famous artists that are nowhere near at his level, I wouldn't mind that, right? Like
Oh,
somebody like maybe Joe, right? Really talented singer, performer, right? Made a lot of money, but Joe's not having people stalk him. He might have some women stalking him, right? But they're not, shutting down streets for him. He can walk
hey,
I
around.
guess look,
hey,
I guess Joe won't be coming on the show.
hey,
Kev
hey,
just
Cole, I know. Hey, look, if Joe was ever watching the show, he's like, "Why I catch this stray? I know
Joe,
where this
yeah,
come
yeah.
from."
Hey, remember we saw
Shots
like
are
Sweet Pea
fired.
Whitaker in a club one day, and people didn't even know who he was anymore. Rest in peace, Sweet Pea,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
some people you're able to get away with that. Some people, when you're at such a huge level, you can't go anywhere.
Joe's an
Okay,
icon too, man. He
Yeah,
done
yeah,
sang some hits. You can say no,
I
yes,
got some
he's
stuff
not
for
Joe.
Joe for one of these other
yeah,
shows that we're going to
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about.
yeah. Ooh, Lord, Lord, Lord.
Uh,
Okay,
mm.
Cole, what you got? Who's the first person you gonna talk about?
Well, first person I got on my list is Malcolm X.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, just because of a couple of things. Number one, I would say that at a time when black men weren't exactly supposed to be seen as strong or unapologetic, he was those
Unapologetic. Yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm.
He was, hey, when it comes to my family, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to protect my family. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and do what I want to do. Um, I think that was good for the beginning of his journey, and at the end of his journey, when he tried to say that he had seen things that made him sort of change his mind about some of his views. Not saying that he was, against black people being strong and coming up, but he saw that black people and white people and people of other ethnicities were able to come together and live when he went over to when he went over to Mecca. So um I would say he sacrificed everything, which he gave the ultimate sacrifice,
Absolutely,
which was
absolutely.
his life.
Mhm.
But he did all those things to empower people. He did things that to this day there are little black boys that read about Malcolm X or find out about Malcolm X, and it changes their lives.
Mhm.
Not only little black, but there's little boys. Period. Let's just say it, little
Mm.
boys. Period. I'm not even going to put his thing on just a black thing because there are people of other ethnicities that have read about Malcolm X and have been affected by him. Um,
Absolutely.
he did have struggle, but that sometimes that's the price you pay. You always have to pay a price for everything you do. It's just whether or not you recognize it and see it. And he paid the price, and he knew what he was doing. He knew what was going on with him. He knew the road he was going down, but he still went down that road to make the sacrifice to improve a lot of people's lives. So that's who I'm leading with, Malcolm X.
What did you learn from his sacrifice?
So Malcolm
I mean, I know
X's
that.
sacrifice. I mean, okay, let me formulate it.
Yes.
Um, I would say that I learned from his sacrifice that sometimes you have to say the things that you don't want to say. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do because it's important to do that. He had the ability to say the things that people were thinking, but never wanted to say. Sometimes you think things, and I mean, I still do this to this day. Like, for instance, you might be dealing with your child and you might want to say something to him one way, but you can't say it to him that way. So, yeah, that's what I got from Malcolm X.
Okay. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So my first person is already, I mean, a legend, a legend, a legend. 49er, great. 10-time Pro Bowler, 6-time first team All Pro, 4-time Super Bowl winner, and Hall of Famer Ronnie Lott. Now, when we talk
Ooh.
about sacrifice, selling out for the greater good, it's a beautiful thing. And I think something that illustrates how he gave everything he had was when he was playing a game and one of his
Hmm.
fingers got mangled, and he
He said, cut the tip
decided
off, cut it off.
just cut it off, just cut it off, and he kept playing. I mean, and I think the thing that I took away from it, and I said, what do we learn from his journey? He won two more Super Bowls after he lost a major portion of his hand and or finger. And what I learned from it was sometimes we give ourselves too many excuses. I give myself too many excuses for why I haven't done or why I didn't get something done that I needed to accomplish. And I think that it was that learning from his example is definitely one way that I want to improve over the course of this journey that I'm on right now. So Ronnie Lott, big salute to this man for playing ball with 9 fingers is definitely insane, insane.
Yeah,
You hit
yeah.
Um,
somebody hard enough, you don't need the fingers to tackle him the traditional way.
Mm.
Kev, you always need all your fingers. Tell me, there's every man wants all of their. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody wants
everybody wants
all
to
of.
have.
Nobody wants
Yeah.
to makes that sacrifice. So I
Let me
think
just
that
double
that
knock on
that
some
that
wood right now.
that's
All
a
right.
beautiful thing. Yeah, exactly. Okay, moving on to example number two. So Kev, your lead off, your number two, your Derek G today. What you got, man?
All right, so this one's probably a controversial figure, but
Uh oh.
you all know that's how I roll. So
Yes, we do. We do.
Che Guevara, right? So a lot of people have probably heard of this guy, maybe not fully know because he was never in the United States. Um,
You definitely
and
see them on some t-shirts.
yeah, you see his T-shirts, right? So, and this
Yeah.
is it. Like people support him, right? But ultimately, the victor writes the ultimate narrative, right? So you like hear a lot of people talking about him like he was a bad guy for all of the stuff when really when he started out he was in med school, right? I think he ultimately became a doctor, but he left what would have been a good, career for him to go help liberate people in a foreign country. Like he saw his country getting taken over. The CIA was involved with some dirty politics, right? He goes and ultimately um, ends up meeting Fidel Castro, which is probably another part of why he's considered to be a controversial guy. But he helps
Mhm.
to liberate Cuba, right? So sometimes Fidel Castro may have taken things too far, but he was doing things for a greater purpose. He saw people being oppressed in foreign lands. He left a great career that he could have had, making tons of money to go help people out, not even in his homeland, help to liberate people and stop the oppression, right? Um, After he was able to help get Cuba liberated, he empowered other people. He educated citizens. They set up tons of great programs. I was looking at something. They said the literacy rate for Cuba at that time was like 96% after he helped to liberate them, right?
Mm,
Um,
mm,
so that's way above other countries.
mm-hmm.
Ultimately, he got killed because after he helped Cuba, he was like, my work on this earth's not done. I'm going to help other countries liberate themselves from people that are getting oppressed. So he went to Bolivia, and then he got taken down by other foreign governments that didn't like the fact that, he was helping people get empowered, right? But what I kind of learned, I mentioned it briefly before, whoever the victor is, they're the ones writing the ultimate narratives. And you
Mm-hmm.
might have amazing ideals, um, but depending on what happens in the victor writing the narratives, those ideals might not outweigh ultimate outcomes for how you're portrayed.
Mm.
Mhm.
I got to marinate on that for a second.
Oh
Okay,
God, I
all right.
feel it. I feel you,
Yeah,
kid.
that was yeah. You hit with the
I
okay.
mean,
You came.
dog, you went sort of deep on that one, player.
Yes, yeah, you did. You surprised me with that
Kev
one. That
got he
was
got all the good gumbo from the bottom, all the good
hey,
gumbo, and pulled it right up to
uh,
the top.
hey, look, I said Derek Jeter. He came through with a critical
Yeah,
hit
he
when he
did.
needed
Yeah,
one.
he
All
did.
right,
Yeah,
all
he
right. You
did.
definitely did. Derek Jeter. Okay.
It's out of here.
All right, coach. You up the bat now.
All
What you
right.
got?
Well, Griff, continuing in your tradition
Oh,
of
appreciate it.
San Francisco 49.
Oh,
Oh, okay. See,
I know
surprise. There you
I know
go.
you talking about. Now I know you talking about.
I'm gonna
I
bring
got
up a man that has definitely sacrificed,
Okay.
has definitely put it all, and let me tell you again, say it again, all on the line.
Okay.
You you hear about him every year. You're probably gonna hear about him every year the rest of your life. I'm going with my man Colin Kaepernick. All right, let's talk about Colin Kaepernick. He chose to kneel at the national anthem because he didn't feel that black people. I mean, we're just gonna put it in general. Were being treated fairly in a lot of different ways. For doing that, since then, he has been kicked out of the league. He has been ostracized for no reason. Nobody wants to deal with him. And we can look. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not a professional athlete, but I'd rather have him as my backup than Kyle Trash. Okay, moving on. Um, he is in a lot of ways sort of similar to Malcolm X because he's a figure that's known all around the world for trying to bring change
hmm
about, right? What I can say that I had learned from him is that for standing up for justice could mean giving up everything.
It can.
Your career, your comfort, your status, but to inspire someone might just make you greater than yourself.
hmm
So while he might have lost his fame as a quarterback, right? I think that even he might agree that him being known as this figure that's trying to bring change is probably 100 times greater than being an NFL quarterback.
I agree. Um, I think, and maybe you'll concur. I think he might be responsible for a lot of the awareness that has come to pro sports during that time. I think he might have been the jumping off point for a lot of athletes who started really paying attention and started having more social commentary where they're
I'm about to say, yeah,
protesting, where they're
speaking up. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, you think
I,
like the WNBA, like the women in
yeah,
the
right.
WNBA.
I think
Yeah,
he might have been that jumping off point, which is definitely cool, and I hope that's what he's ultimately
remembered
remembered
for.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope his career, or looking back, people do give him the credit he deserves for that jumping off point of social awareness, especially bringing that attention to athletes who have so much of our attention in the country today. So
Hmm.
great choice. I love it.
Shout
I
out
love it.
Kappa Alpha Psi, which Colin Kaepernick is also a member of.
Okay.
Okay, so my second person is Huey Newton,
Ooh.
co-founder of the Black Panther Party in 1966. It was founded in 1966 in response to good God Almighty, police brutality, which
Mm.
is sounds like it's still going on today. If you ask
Ch-
some people
Tying in
around the
Colin
world.
Kaepernick, all tying
A-
together there.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. He was convicted of voluntary manslaughter in 1967. So this man went to prison, was released in 1970, um, which is, I think serving time in prison for something that you weren't really, the justice system didn't find you guilty of is definitely a sacrifice. Um, but some of the things that the Black Panther Party was responsible for, um, like I said, the primary thing was keeping your neighborhood safe, especially from the police, arming yourself, making sure that we're not being victims. This was before dash cams and police cameras and all those kind of things that we grew up knowing about. But
Hmm.
if you're not a black man, you may not know or may not have seen this up close and personal. So they had over 35 survival programs, education, TB and sickle cell testing, legal aid, transportation assistance, ambulance services, free shoes, and free breakfast for children. Okay, so they did quite a bit. The FBI declared the Panther Party communist. In 1969, J. Edgar Hoover pledged FBI services to basically shut them down. He said this is not going to happen no more. In 1989, he was sentenced again to jail, and after he was released, soon after he was killed. Now they say it was related to something he was doing in the streets. That was nefarious. I don't believe that. I believe that if you're a good man trying to do some good things, that a lot of times people will find a way to silence that voice. So, big ups to Huey Newton, the Black Panther Party, and everybody out there who's trying to do something positive. And what I learned from that is sometimes the sacrifice, like we talked about earlier, can be that ultimate sacrifice. That sacrifice that none of us really wants to give, um, especially early on in our lives. We have so much that we want to do and enjoy and all those kind of things. But I think that we still need those types of leaders today. Hopefully, they don't have to make those sacrifices, but um,
Hmm.
we definitely need those because the leadership in this around the world, I think, is definitely sacrificing. So there's a call for all people who are in leadership to really stand up and have some type of moral ground to look out for everybody instead of just themselves. So,
Talk about it.
all right, we're gonna move on to our third and final person before we talk about ourselves. Kev, you did such a good with the Derek Jeter coming through on round two. What you got? Surprise me with number three. What you got?
All right, this is definitely going to be a surprise.
Uh oh.
So I did it this way because, I like to have fun. And also because I was going to get a lot deeper into Che Guevara, but out of respect for you guys, some of the things I wanted to say for why I agree with him so much, I decided not to mention on air. So, saying that, wanted to kind of lighten things up for my third guy, who is Moses Barrow, better known to most as Shine, the rapper. I think you know where I'm going with
Put it
this.
on.
So, did he give everything he had? I guess you could say he sacrificed and devoted himself to his music career. Um, and then what type of sacrifice that he made? Well, ultimately, he became the fall guy for the 99 nightclub shooting back when Diddy and J-Lo were dating each other, and it was all in the news. And you can say what you want about deals being cut, but Diddy wasn't going to jail, right? And he had enough power at the time that he was able to kind of set things up for other people to take the fall, such as his limo driver. And then Diddy had enough money to hire Johnny Cochran, another member of Kappa Alpha Psi here. Shine didn't have that type of money. They tried to blame Shine, even though the ballistic experts said, well, the bullets that were found in the victims, even though nobody died, didn't come from Shine's gun. It came from another gun, probably Diddy's, right? Even though somehow he got acquitted of that. Um, Ultimately, what I learned, number one, don't F with Diddy, right? Short and sweet. Don't F with Diddy. You're going to catch a bad situation just like almost every single other person from Bad Boy. You're either going to die, be broke,
Dang.
or end up in jail, right? You
Dang.
hear the documentaries, that they'll say,
God.
that's how it went, for Bad Boy back in the day. It's happened to a lot of people. Also, another lesson I learned, you can always be sold out by fake friends or employers that are using what they can from you and then don't feel that they had a need for you because you're not their number one priority. All right. So maybe not the best example, but kind of wanted to end things on kind of a light note and a joking note, and definitely something I learned that is true.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't trust others. They're not your main. They're not going to view you as a main priority if they're not your real friends.
No,
And
that's a
and not
fact.
not only that, you reap what you sow. I mean, because it looks like Diddy's in a tight predicament right now. So I mean, he
All
might have
right.
got away with it.
Woo.
Okay, so we'll just move on. Kev, good job. Coach, what you got, man?
All right. Well, last person I have is he's a West Coast great. Um, lost him not too long ago. I'm going with Nipsey Hussle.
I love it.
All right, he was raised in South Central Los Angeles amidst some gang culture, but he uses music and entrepreneurship to escape and then reinvest back into his community. Opened up a clothing store, developed real estate, and promoted financial literacy amongst his people. He was tragically murdered in 2019, but his impact still continues to be seen to this day. Nipsey, not everybody even knew about Nipsey Hussle while you're really talking
Right.
about it. Um,
Absolutely.
I can remember when he first started doing music with Snoop Dogg and stuff. And I was like, who's this dude sort of looking like a little Snoop? He did a lot, man, and he did a lot without people knowing what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You didn't really find out about a lot of stuff he was doing until after he passed away. Unless you were out there on the West Coast, you didn't really know about what Nipsey Hussle was into, what he was doing. Um, so what I learned from Nipsey Hussle is that success is not only personal gain, but also lifting your community and creating lasting legacy, building something that will live on past you. That's the thing is when you're gone, is anybody even going to remember anything that you did?
Mm-hmm.
Is what you done? Did you do something constructive with your time? Did you contribute something in some way?
Right.
Um, I think that Nipsey can definitely say that he contributed something and that he is still he's going to be somebody that's going to influence people for a very long, long time.
Absolutely. The marathon must continue. So
There it is.
we love Nipsey. Nipsey, I think, like I said, it's unfortunate that he didn't get as much airtime. But when you're being positive and doing good things, a lot of
Yeah.
times they don't want you to hear them voices like they do all of the negativity that we do get fed over and over and over again. So, excellent choice with the Nipsey Hustle. I love it.
All
We getting a
right,
lot
all
of
right.
we got a lot of West Coast love. We got to bring it back a little bit closer to home, y'all. So, you know where I'm going. I'm going with the greatest of all times. They stole the man's phrase,
Mm,
and too many people use it right now. And that man's looking right over my shoulder right now. But
mm,
Muhammad Ali, 18-year
mm,
old gold medalist, who turned
mm,
his life around when he joined the Nation of Islam. I shouldn't say turned his life around. He was always dynamic and courageous and outstanding
mm,
individual. But
mm.
convicted of draft evasion in 1971. Hmm. And there's somebody running the country who didn't go to. Anyway, um, he spent nearly 4 years in
Mm,
prison. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if you send somebody to prison for 4 years at the peak of their athletic ability, when he
mm,
came, when the man broke out, when the man was released, let me just run down the list for y'all of the people that he beat. His list reads like an all-time great of all-time great. Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, Ken Norton, Joe Frazier, smoking Joe Frazier,
mm,
George Foreman, not the grill, the man, George
Not the
Foreman,
mm.
grill.
er-
My man said,
Ernie
not the grill.
Ernie Shavers, Leon Spinks. He beat all these guys after spending a huge portion of time in prison for draft evasion because he did not support us going to Vietnam, which was, I think, a more courageous act than actually going to and fighting the war against people who were colored folks as well. Um, he championed so many causes in our very own communities. If you go back and look at his clips, the things that he says are so ahead of their time. It's crazy. But he was one of I think at the time, I don't think I know at the time he gave the most money to the United Negro College Fund. He paid for HBCUs to actually see the fights, um, which is just insane. But at that time, when he was going through all of that, he was viewed as a troublemaker, someone who the community at large did not appreciate. Suffering through and being a fighter, I don't know about y'all, but being a fighter hurts. Even if you win, the life of a fighter is a very, very hard life. You
Mm-hmm.
get cracked with a couple of good ones. George Foreman, can y'all imagine getting hit by George Foreman? His fist about the size of your leg, and he just hitting you upside. Man, the
Hey,
man
Michael
suffered.
Michael Moore found out the hard way. That's all I'm gonna say. He was a
Now,
good boxer, but he found out the hard way about getting
and
hit
I
by
think
George Foreman.
I think Foreman was like 50 then, 50 or
He was he that was old Negro spiritual strength he hit that dude with. That's
he had
that.
him. He had him singing "Amazing Grace" for
Yeah,
sure. Because
yeah,
that fool was
yeah,
he was
yeah,
sleep. But
yeah.
he paid the price in so many ways. Not only with him going to jail, him being vilified and looked at like that, but when he was finally able to be recognized for the great champion that he was, and he got to hold the Olympic torch. Y'all remember that when he
Yeah.
lit the
Yeah.
torch? I believe that was in Atlanta, and I mean the Parkinson's had taken over. That's somebody who had given everything that they had, and the fight kind of caught up with him. That's just
Yeah.
unfortunate. But the man gave it all for his community, the people he loved. Such an inspiration, and I mean that's the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time.
All
I'm
Ali,
telling
time.
Mumbai,
you. Yeah,
Ali,
that's right.
Mumbai.
Right. Yeah.
um, okay, fellas, we're making it personal now. You got to talk about a situation that you've gone through where you're giving it all you've had and what you've learned from it. So, Derek Jeter, you're closing us out, man. What you got, Derek Jeter?
All
The
right.
last round, you got to hit it.
So I'm going to have to read some legal disclaimers in this
Uh
one.
oh.
But
Uh,
Oh Lord.
the example I'm giving for giving something all I had to accomplish a goal and what I learned from it, is pledging Kappa, right? Maybe I shouldn't say the word pledge, right? Um, so Kappa Alpha Psi is a non-hazing fraternity. I looked this up on the website. The fraternity seeks to promote in every phase of fraternity life only safe and wholesome activities which are consistent with the code of conduct of the colleges, universities, and jurisdictions where our chapters are chartered, right? So maybe pledging is the wrong word for that. Maybe going through the membership intake process of Kappa Alpha Psi. Some of the things in that membership intake process.
Oh my
Time
goodness.
management, right? So at the time, uh, when I went through that process, having to deal with school, having to deal with work at the same time, and then the demands of Kappa, right? Some of the emotional and physical demands placed upon me. Got to work in a certain way, right? But being kind of pushed to your limits, like the process, it's kind of breaking you down to build you up to levels you didn't may not have realized you were capable of in the past,
Mm,
right?
okay.
And then, financial demands. Again, I was in college at the time, had to pay bills. Me and you were roommates at the time, Griff. Um,
Hmm.
but buying books, stuff like that, running errands, maybe not running errands, right? Because again, Kappa Alpha Psi is a non-hazing fraternity. But financial demands placed upon me. Um, and then what I learned, I can accomplish anything if I don't give up. One of the sayings that we have from my chapter, Epsilon Zeta chapter of Kappa, I'm going to phrase it in a different way, just for political correctness and not to offend any viewers, but I'm a Nupa VZ and you can't break me, right? We may say it a different way, but it really means if I could deal with the process I went through, you can't stop me from other stuff.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
All right. All right. I'm
Mhm.
feeling you. I'm feeling you. Okay. All right. All right. All right, Coach. What you got? You got to follow up.
My personal journey, I'm gonna say, is being a single dad.
Okay.
I've raised my two oldest kids since they were 2 and 4. I've had custody of them, raised them their entire life. I have definitely sacrificed everything I could possibly sacrifice for them. But that as a parent, that's really what you're supposed to do. It's not something that I'm necessarily looking for praise for or anything like that. It's just something that I know that I have done, that I have given everything I have to doing it. Am I always doing it right? I can't say that. Have I made all the best choices? Can't say that either. But I can say I've always been present. I've always made sure they knew they were loved and cared for. They have never had to wonder about where they were going to sleep when they were with me. They've never had to worry about whether or not the lights were going to be on, whether or not they were eating dinner, whether or not they were going to wake up the next day and still be in the same place. None of these things have ever happened to my kids. They don't really know. I'm just to be honest with you, my kids don't know what struggle is. And I have struggled and sacrificed to make sure they don't really know what struggle is. Right. I think part of that is that us growing up as kids, we didn't really know what struggle was. But I don't think any of us. I mean, if we think about our childhood and look back, were things going on behind the scenes that we probably didn't know about with our parents? Yeah, just like they go on with us now, right? But
Hmm.
we never knew.
Hmm.
Did you ever go home and be like, oh, I wonder if I'm gonna get home, the light's gonna be on, or there's gonna be something to eat? Well, never.
Yeah.
I can never remember coming home like that.
Right.
So, yeah, that is part of the reason that I think I make the sacrifice I make and do what I do, is because that's life. That's sort of what I had, and I want my kids to have at least what I had, if not better. So, yeah, that is where I have struggled and sacrificed. But what I have learned is that it's all worth it. It's all worth it to see my son get up and do something he wants to do when he's CJ. I've never really said this to him in his face because I don't know. This is what dads do, right? But he used to play this game, and he designed like houses and whole whole neighborhoods, and like did like the graphics, designing the cars, and he did all this stuff. And I'm like, where did you learn to do this? It amazes me. My youngest son likes to make music, and he's good at it, and he's never been trained.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter is just like a social butterfly that just people just gravitate towards her. She just started driving, so all these all these sacrifices I make to see them doing things and accomplishing things in life, and whether it's something little or something big, shows me that what I've done was worth it, because I'm seeing them turn into people, or sort of the people that I hoped they would be. Right? I don't really try to put too many expectations on them, because they're human beings,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they're my human beings, so it, it,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's mine, man. That's what I got from me, man.
And what I'll add to that is your struggle won't end. So, you're never gonna not be a dad. So
Yeah,
until
yeah.
you know,
Until you're not
until the
here.
ultimate sacrifice, right?
Yeah,
We're always we're always gonna be dads. You never get that time off. The job is forever. So,
yeah.
but that's cool. I like that, and that's a beautiful thing.
Major
So,
shout out to all single parents as well
absolutely.
as, married couples who keep it together on a daily
Yeah,
basis,
Yeah,
yeah,
even
yeah.
through
and
all the tough
It,
times.
it
it, it's not easy, man. It is not
it
easy
is
by
not.
any
It's
means.
not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. Okay. So, like yours, Coach, I think for me, something, and I'm gonna just what I'm gonna say is, I think it's the period that I'm in right now. There's so much uncertainty and things I'm working through, and I'm sacrificing because I want something like we talked about with all those people we talked about. I want something that people are going to remember me for, something that's going to make an impact on other people. Um, and I wanted to be a positive. I wanted to be someone that's going to be a blessing to people. And when they talk about me, hopefully, um, not just my kids, but hopefully other people throughout the community are saying, "Hey, the guy did great work for the community. He cared about people. He extended himself, and right now, just trying to get things off the ground and build things is hard. And sometimes that struggle can feel kind of um, lonely. It can feel kind of tiresome. It can feel kind of exhausting. But I think in the end, I hope that it means something to somebody out there, and that's the struggle I'm in right now. And I just want to tell you guys, the struggle is beautiful. There's beauty in the struggle, and I just hope that we keep working through all of our life issues so that we can um, impact other people for the better. So,
With it.
By the
all
way,
right,
Griff,
fellas.
you're doing an amazing
Huh.
job.
Thank you, sir. Thank
There
you.
it is, man.
Likewise to all you guys as well, as well, as well. So this is just. I appreciate the love. We got to give it to each other as
Yeah,
often
man.
as we can.
As we
So,
can. That's right.
yeah. But anyway, all right, guys, we wrap this episode up. The journey. Hopefully, we're making somebody else's journey out there a little bit easier by
A little
sharing,
bit easier. Yeah.
about people who have struggled and sacrificed for the greater good. So, for my boy Derek Jeter, aka Kev Kryptonite, and
Kryptonite
and
Kid.
yeah, for the man in the middle who takes great care of his kids and his family, Mr. Cody Henderson. And it's just me on the end, your boy Griff, just trying to hold it down and make it work with these two fantastic brothers. We appreciate your viewership and hope that you'll check us out again on the Woods Finest Podcast. We'll
There it
see you guys
is.
later.
Like, share, and
Next
subscribe.
time.